another Speeding Bulletin video report covering events in the world of Superman for the week January 3rd to January 9th, 2014. Making news this week, Amy Adams says she's read the script for the upcoming Superman-Batman movie. Jerry Seinfeld gives his opinion on Man of Steel. And the first official clip from Justice League War was released. Let's take a closer look at these stories and more. In movie news, Amy Adams appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live this week to speak about her new movie Her, in which she co-stars with Joaquin Phoenix, and she was asked about when she'll begin filming Batman vs Superman. Amy couldn't talk about the movie, but she did share that she recently finished reading the script and will start filming very soon.
And when do you start working on Batman vs Superman?
Very soon.
Very soon.
Yes,
now,
but I cannot tell you anything.
No, if you're aware of this, and have you read the script yet?
I just read the script.
So you know then that...
I don't know anything.
Oh.
In a recent AMA session on Reddit.com, big-time Superman fan Jerry Seinfeld was asked for his opinion on the Man of Steel movie. He said, "I was so happy that they made another Superman movie," and added, "I'm really reluctant to be critical of it in any way. But I thought the glossing over of the figuring out a secret identity and why he felt he needed one was a huge missed opportunity for that character. And one of the most interesting things about Superman is the whole secret identity. So to me it was too much action, violence and not enough character study." Warner Home Video has provided us with the first official clip from Justice League War, the next entry in the popular series of DC Universe original animated movies. The clip features Batman and Green Lantern meeting for the first time, while simultaneously dealing with both a renegade parademon and the local police. Justice League War arrives via Blu-ray Combo Pack, DVD and Digital HD on February 4th. The film will have bi-coastal premieres at the Paley Center for Media in New York on January 21st and Los Angeles on January 30th. Pre-order the animated movie from our online store now. A Superman character poster is the latest promotional image released for the first ever full-length theatrical LEGO adventure, The Lego Movie. Channing Tatum will voice the role of Superman in the upcoming animated film, which is directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. The Lego Movie opens in theatres February 7th. Sadly, once again, no TV news, so we jump straight into comic book news with USA Today speaking with comic book writer Tom Taylor to find out what he has planned for the year 2 of the Injustice Gods Among Us comic book series. He said Superman's continuing fall to the dark side will feature in year 2, but there are other character stories that will also be highlighted, particularly Hal Jordan's story. Green Lantern has a long way to fall. The first digital chapter of Injustice Year 2 is available to download now. Writer Tony Bedard told Newsarama.com that Supergirl is set to evolve from an angry, resentful Kryptonian teenager into a grown-up heroic woman of Earth. Before she gets there, she'll have to let go of her rage. He said, "I'm trying to use this encounter with Lobo and her moment in the Red Lantern Corps as a pivot point to work through her anger and resentment and emerge as the Supergirl we'd all like to see." ComicBookResources.com sat down for an exclusive interview with Brian Azzarello, Keith Giffen, Dan Jurgens and Jeff Lemire, the creative team behind the upcoming The New 52 Future's End, DC's new weekly series, which will run for 52 weeks, plus a zero issue which will kick off things May 3rd. Lemire said there is one huge unifying event that's occurred in the 5-year gap that we're really playing off of. We're not going to say what that is, but it's something that happens between now and 5 years from now that really dramatically affects the Earth and the heroes, and we're seeing the repercussions of it. In 2013, the Moonhead Press creative team of Gerardo Preciato and Dan Bayliss made a name for themselves through their fan-made Batman-inspired comic, The Deal. Now, to kick off 2014, the pair have released a Superman-inspired story titled God's End. You can read the God's End comic at the Moonhead Press blog site. Superman comic books we reviewed this week included Superman number 26, which was reviewed by Adam DeChannel, who said, "Characterizations were awful this issue," and he gave it a 2 out of 5. Alyssa Gossage reviewed Adventures of Superman chapter 36, giving it a 4 out of 5 score for great character development. Smallville Harbinger chapter number 1 was reviewed by Matt Shaw, who called it a fun introduction, and he rated this chapter a 4 out of 5. Justice League Beyond 2.0 chapter 9 and 10 were reviewed by T.A. Hewitt, who said it'll be a long wait until the next installment, and he rated chapter 10 a 4 out of 5. And better late than never, new reviewer Matthew Ballinger reviewed Superman Unchained number 5, giving it a 3 out of 5, saying, "I'm very intrigued to see what will happen next issue now that Ascension's plot is fully in motion." Superman comics available this week from January 8th include Adventures of Superman Chapter 37 digital comic has been available since January 6th. Injustice Year 2 Chapter 1 digital comic has been available since January 7th. Action Comics number 27, which is available in a variant Scribblenauts cover. Batman Superman number 7, which is also available in a variant Scribblenauts cover and a digital combo pack. Earth 2 number 19, which is, yes, available in a variant Scribblenauts cover. Smallville Season 11 Alien number 2 print edition. Smallville Harbinger Chapter 2 digital comic will be available January 10th. Justice League Beyond 2.0 Chapter 11 digital comic will be available January 11th. Superman Volume 3 Fury at the World's End hardcover. And Superboy Secrets and Lies Volume 3 trade paperback. Rug up with your favourite superhero. Here are a selection of Superman blankets, throws and fleece fabrics. Snuggle up in front of the TV or get an extra layer of warmth in bed. Grab your Man of Steel plush hugger and throw for just $19.48. Or how about a Superman all-over fleece throw blanket available for $25.99. These and other great Superman blankets are available from your one-stop Superman shop, the Superman homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop. In other news, funds raised from the sale of Ohio's Superman license plates will be used by the Siegel and Schuster Society to help out people in need in the Cleveland area. As of mid-December, some 1,857 plates were sold, which means a financial boon of $18,570 to the Society. Founding Society member Irving Fine, the cousin of the late Jerry Siegel, said Jerry and Joe would want us to help people, so that's what we're going to do with almost all of the money coming in from the plates. We're going to give it to worthy causes here in Cleveland. In 2013, the town of Hutchinson, Kansas, officially renamed itself Smallville for one day to celebrate Superman's connection with the state, with the small town closely resembling what many would imagine Clark Kent's hometown to look like. This year, promoters are petitioning the City Council to consider expanding the celebration from a one-day affair to a 4-day festival. Mayor Bob Bush said he didn't think anyone would object to proclaiming Hutchinson Smallville from June 19th to June 22nd. That's all the Superman news there was for the week January 3rd to January 9th. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. Thanks for watching. So we've got some rumors that are coming out. No surprise, I've been talking about rumors for some time now, and as I said last week, one of the greatest things we have to look forward to in 2014, since there's not going to be any specific Superman movie, although we do have Justice League War, which Superman, I guess, plays a part in, a pretty large role, and we'll see what else comes around. But for now, as I said last week, we have rumors to look forward to. The most recent rumor, again coming around, resurfacing, is that Bryan Cranston might in fact be confirmed as Lex Luthor at some point. Still not confirmed, still a rumor. It's almost as if the people who started this rumor maybe didn't hear the first rumor. The other one, of course, is that Amy Adams has read the Batman vs. Superman script, and that's what it was referred to on Jimmy Kimmel once again when Amy Adams was on there. She's on there promoting American Hustle, and she spoke about having read the Batman vs. Superman script. Jimmy asked her, so you're in another huge franchise that's going to be filming pretty soon, the Batman vs. Superman movie, and she, of course, said she can't tell him very much, but she did just finished reading the script, and what she wanted to say was that although she can't give too much away, she figures not too many people are watching television these days, so what she can say is that the reason they brought Bruce Wayne and Wonder Woman together into this movie is because they want to explore the Superman/Wonder Woman relationship that is going on in current comics, and what better way to do that than to do that in the movie and kind of connect it up with the comics that's going on, while at the same time not forgetting about the romance between Lois and Clark. But since Bruce Wayne is going to be on, and since it's clear that Lois Lane has always had sort of an attraction to very strong, powerful men, You saw it on Smallville. You know, she had to date almost every superhero that showed up on there before she finally ended up settling for Clark, who she hated from the beginning. We're going to apparently see it in the new Superman versus Batman movie, and perhaps that's what the title hints at. Batman versus Superman in the ways of romance and love, because Lois and Bruce Wayne are apparently, rumor now on Jimmy, is that Lois and Bruce Wayne are going to start a relationship, and that's almost the entire reason why they brought Bruce Wayne into the movie. Now, before I get everybody writing in, how dare you say Sylvester Stallone is going to play Darkseid? I usually come to you guys at the Superman homepage for real news and not hacky stuff like we read at the other comic book sites. Obviously, I'm joking. This was not said on Jimmy Kimmel. All she said was that she had read it and she can't talk much about it. But what if they did explore something along those lines? How would you feel about it? I feel like there's already been so much chemistry, so much attraction, so much love shared between the two characters that they respected each other so much. He went to save her when she was taken in. He said he would give them anything they wanted in terms of interview, in terms of coming in terms of turning himself in, surrendering to the Kryptonians as long as they released Lois Lane. And they tried to play dumb. We don't know who you're talking about. And he said, don't play games with me. And he got what he wanted. He was going to turn himself in anyway, I think, because he knew that was the right thing to at least try. He did tell the priest, and we got the feeling that he was unsure if he could trust Zod, and we of course found out that no one could. But he was going to do it anyway because he knew it was the right thing to do, and that's what Superman does. But in this case, I think that there was too much love shared between the two of them, even if they're not on an actual, date or specifically dating each other. You could tell they were really close. They really respected each other. They felt for each other, they cared for each other, and then the kiss at the end of the movie that everybody complained about. So were they to travel down that road, I think that would just be another nail in the coffin of Batman's fans versus Superman fans, where Batman is always getting the best of him. They did do it in the Superman/Batman animated series when they came together for the, I guess it was a 2 or a 3-parter where Lex Luthor and the Joker worked together to try and stop them, and Bruce Wayne came to Metropolis, and first time we see Batman and Superman meet, Batman throws Superman across the room as if it were nothing. Again, another annoyance, and the explanation was that any man can use another man's balance or lack of balance against him, but the problem is this is a guy who can defy gravity. I don't think he needs to worry about balance, and there's no reason why, even if Batman was able to somehow use his strength against him because Superman tried to grab him too quickly and Batman just used one of his ninja moves, Superman should have just stopped in midair or not moved at all, because he has complete control of the element around him of gravity, so he shouldn't have been thrown. But anyway, as that storyline continued, Lois fell for Bruce Wayne, and they were dating a little bit, and then, of course, I guess Bruce had to leave at the end or something. I don't remember exactly, but it was never followed up. And nor was the relationship between Lois and Clark or Lois and Superman. There were a few times where they had a picnic together, where he was flying with her, where there was hints of it. But I think being an animated series where they were trying to keep youngsters interested, it was mostly about meeting villains and having battles, and they didn't have a whole lot of time for developing a romance. That's one of my biggest problems with the Donner/Lester franchise. I feel like they just loved each other because they did. There was no real build-up to that, and she loved him because he was Superman, which any woman would probably have an interest in a super fellow who could fly around and had superpowers and was altruistic and helped everybody, but without knowing him personally. I felt like in this film we really saw a different side to Lois, where she knew that her continuing to pursue the story was going to hurt this man, and that you could tell she had compassion even though she was hard-hitting and even though she was a bit snarky. Whereas with Smallville, a lot of times I felt like it was really clear that she wanted to date someone powerful, so she just kept dating every superhero until she eventually ended up with Clark. And I had a problem with Clark too, the way they did it, because it was clear from the beginning of that series that he pined for Lana, wanted Lana, loved Lana, and that Lana was his true love. In the end, he ended up settling for Lois because Lana once again rejected him when she got her powers or whatever, and said, we can't be together and I'm leaving. So there were a lot of issues, and there are issues with Man of Steel, there are issues with Hulk, you know, movies that I loved, but they all have their little drawbacks. They all have their little issues. But overall, I really enjoyed Man of Steel, and I am looking forward to the sequel. Another little rumor we have is that the Kent farm being under snow, which is a picture you can see on the Superman homepage, is because the big villain for the movie, if Bryan Cranston in fact is cast as Lex Luthor, he'll be a peripheral player. He'll be in the background because Snyder has said that fans have made it clear that they don't want to see Lex Luthor again, but they believe that he should be in the universe, so they are going to bring him in, but that Mr. Freeze will be the major villain, and that Batman will be the one who figures out a way to stop him after he freezes the Kent farm and Martha Kent, and they almost die of hypothermia. Now, as we move on, there are rumors, again, abounding. This one that Man of Steel 2, or whatever they're going to call it, is going to be a musical. And that not only is Sylvester Stallone playing Darkseid, but that he will come out of his portal singing Radioactive from Imagine Dragons. If you look up the lyrics to Radioactive, you'll see why they think that that's such a clever thing for him to do. And that at some point later on in the movie, Darkseid will sing Demons by Imagine Dragons, because all of his demons and all of his spawn and all of his evil minions will be coming out to invade the city of Metropolis, which Batman will, again, figure out a way to send them all back while Superman stands and quivers in fear. That's all for now, everybody, and remember, rumors, like Fleetwood Mac said once long ago, and we know that there will be more as we move on. Excitement abounds! I mean, I could see the Wonder Woman-Superman relationship being explored, but not at the point where they're at now. It would have been interesting to possibly have Lois and Clark meet, and then have the second one where Wonder Woman comes, and maybe there's some sort of a budding romance between Superman and Wonder Woman, but not the way they've already set up the romance between Lois and Clark. Unless, of course, when Bruce Wayne and or Batman show up, Lois is immediately swept off her feet and forgets about the lowly Superman. Remember, everybody, always look out for rumors.